Hey everyone, it's Christopher. Thought I'd do something a little bit different here and talk about something that has been recently been hitting the news services and news wires about an imminent release that's coming out for later this year that has really gotten people a buzz and talking about. And that particular information has to do with the Beatles Anthology. Now, if you have been subscribing to the Beatles website, there was an indication on there that something was going to be coming and revealed in the works as a possible fourth volume in the anthology series. We knew that there was going to be something going in the works as far as something that was going to be anthology related, whether that was going to be the book, the novel said the book on the Beatles. We didn't know if it was going to be on the 3 CD set. I was hoping it would be more on the original series, the documentary series, that they would talk about it more. We're just going to go through it a little bit here about what has been announced and what I'm thinking, what I'm hoping it will be released in this set. So join me at the desk and let's have a little bit of a talk, shall we? To start with, I was very surprised to hear anything coming in about the anthology project. I had assumed that it had all been, done completed until there was an announcement I had seen months ago about a reprinting or the reissuance of the Beatles Anthology book that came out years after the anthology had been released, the printed book that came out in the year 2000. I had this book and I was amazed by all the various, photographs and images that I discovered and found in the book. And then they said because that this year is the 25th anniversary of that book being released, and the fact they're going to be reissuing it for an October deadline, it led to speculation that there may have been something more coming in the way of something that was more related to the anthology. And the immediate reaction I had was, obviously, yeah, I'm probably sure there would probably be something to do with the music. As far as those rare tracks that we had, either some of the tracks we had remember hearing from watching the anthology documentary, or those rare tracks that longtime Beatles fans knew of that existed and that were out there but were never officially released. There was talk that maybe something that could be done with those tracks. Then a couple of months after hearing this news, I had heard that the people who had worked on the release of the Beatles Now and Then were using that same technology to go back and do remasterings for the earlier Beatles songs that were recorded, reference to Free as a Bird and Real Love, I'm guessing to make those corrections. And that got to me thinking, okay, if they're using this technology to do what they did on Now and Then to those other songs, if they're going to be using this for maybe some of those early Quarrymen takes of songs that we had heard on Anthology Volume 1, then maybe it's possible, I say possible, that there could be something in the works of maybe a fourth volume in the anthology, but what could it possibly consisting of? Well, my personal take, and this is just my own personal opinion, because I really don't know. We haven't said anything. There's been nothing officially stated. As far as from the music science standpoint, I think there is going to be a Beatles Anthology 4, but I think that's going to consist of what could be the equivalent of bonus material of some songs that were meant to be on volumes 1, 2, and 3, but couldn't have been because of the technology happened at the time. I think with what they're doing with the technology, they're going to be reissuing them in this fourth volume of the CD. All those rare tracks from outbits were taken at performances from shows that were chronicled and shown on television, on a documentary, but did not make it onto the final product of the CD. And speaking of the documentary, this also led to the possibility and the speculation, and this is what really drew me in with the aspect in terms of the news of the anthology, is that would there be an upgrade to the documentary series that had aired in '95 on ABC? Would there be an upgrade? Would it upgrade it from the standard DVD that we've had since 2002? Will it be upgraded to be something in the vein of more high definition, or possibly with in terms of utilizing film footage and video footage that was found? Could they possibly be making a way to upgrade it to possibly 4K? Could that be what the 4 means in 1, 2, 3, 4? Could the 4 mean not just the 4th volume of the anthology, but could it have a double meaning of possibly being a 4K release of the documentary? That would be a icing on the cake. And not only would it be great to have that available in a physical format, I would like to hope and pray that this is something that gets done, that it's something that is meant to be saved in the physical format, but also in terms of, in the advent of the age we're living in right now, streaming services. I don't want to see this documentary this remastered documentary go to sites like Netflix or Disney Plus, because those are sites that require a subscription, a monthly subscription. And there's always, in the case of Netflix, there's a possibility that if they keep it on there, they won't keep it on there for long. They won't keep it for a limited period of time, and then they'll just disregard it and it'll go away. I don't think they want to do that. I think they want to hang on to this. They want to savor this. But they want to have it to be able to have it in a way that they can watch it anytime they want to, especially if, let's say, you don't have a DVD or HD DVD or Blu-ray player or 4K Blu-ray player. You don't have anything of the sort like that. What can you do? And what's the best solution to do? Well, the next step would be probably a different form of streaming, and that would be something for sites like iTunes, to have the episodes of the documentary available for iTunes so you can watch them at your leisure. There will be something called, there are sites that have movie sites like Movies Anywhere or Fandango at Home. If you include in the documentary box set digital code, that you go to download digital copies of each volume of the documentary to be played on those kind of sites. They're in that digital library that you wanted. You can savor them and watch them how many times or ever you want to. And that would be something that I think fans really want to go. That's my opinion of what is hinted at by when you see 4 in the anthology announcements. It's not so much going to be a 4th volume in the series of the set of of outtakes and rare music and so forth. I think it's a double meaning that it could be hinting at, possibly, and I'm saying this with a grain of salt, possibly a 4K transfer of that 1995 documentary to include video footage, upgraded video footage, in a higher definition scale format, to be played in the widest screen possible with the best sound system possible, to hear it as best you can. And it's the new kind of technology that was the Beatles were known for. And if this is true, if this is what it's going to be, then I say this is going to be the best gift to get for the coming holiday season. If you are a Beatles fan, to get either that 25th anniversary reissue of the book, to possibly get, if it's going to be a reissue of of all the CDs of the anthology, all volumes of the CDs being reissued, and of course to get in physical form a high definition transfer or a 4K transfer of the Beatles Anthology documentary. That would be, what's the expression? Chef's kiss, I've heard it called. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, this is just my own rants and ravings from my own soapbox, if you will, here about the news that has been coming out in the past day or so in regards to the Beatles Anthology. Let me know in the comments what you people think. Do you think this could possibly be something in the way of either a fourth volume in the series of the CDs as far as the music, or could it possibly be 4K transfer of the documentary to be available in documentary format? Pipe down your opinions below. Let me know what you all think. Thanks for listening to me again on my soapbox, and have a good night. Talk to you all later. Bye.